What's going on, guys? This is Tyler from Division 1 Trading, and today I'm going to be covering the TradeBuddy probability tool. This was created by my good friend Cam. You can follow him here, and I'm going to be giving the presentation. You could follow me here. So today we're going to be covering probability. We're just going to be doing this as a preface before we get into how the tool works. That way, everyone is on the same page and we could have a better understanding of probability. So I just like these definitions. It's the chance that a given event will occur, right? And I really like this one. Evidence confirming one confirms the other to some degree, meaning that if something happens when we're framing price, if one thing happens, we can start to judge the data on the other side. So we can start to build in some confidence there on the direction. So why is probability important? Well, we're going to be going through a game show example real quick. This really taught me a lot about probability, so I think it'd be a great lesson for you as well. So this is going to be similar to how the probability tool works and how we're going to be using it. So in this game show, there's 3 doors, door 1, 2, and 3. And so which door would you pick and why? Well, if you have really no information. So when you're picking a door, it's about a 33% chance to be any door. So say you pick door number 1, right? And the host says, okay, now I want to give you a hint. The prize is not behind door number 3. Would you like to change your answer? So right here, you've picked door number 1, right? Would you like to change your answer to door number 2, right? Which one has the car behind it? Well, just at face value, it looks like you have a 50-50 chance, right? But that's not true. Why? Because we had the first round. And what happened was door 1, we picked door 1, and what was the information that we gained when they eliminated this door? We knew that we had picked door 1 and it had not been the correct door at that time. That gives us a 66.7% chance of door number 2 being correct, and only still a 33.3% chance of door number 1 being right? So as things are taken away, right, in price, we're going to be the probability shifting. Now, we've done all the hard work for you in the tool. So for every level, you're going to have the exact probability already there. So, right, I'm just using this as an example so you understand the logic behind it. You know, it is probability, and we're using certain measures to measure that. So this is just a quick little thing I added in. You know, every industry uses probability, whether it's healthcare, insurance, construction, manufacturing, it doesn't matter, right? If you're not using probability, the result is going to be loss, right? And so I just made a quick list. If you're not trading with probability, you're going to struggle with a lot of this here. So one thing that we've done is, with probability, if you want to figure out how to get it on your side, you want to study the people who are the best at it. And so some of the best people at probability are card counters. It's very similar to trading, and I've just put a couple points here. So card counters are only betting when the odds are in their favor. We want to do the same thing as traders, right? We want to only trade when we know that there's something that we can capitalize on. Pattern recognition, right? We're looking for similar movements, similar patterns, not just on the charts, but with data and probability as well. And we're going to be introducing you to that. Card counting, right? Strong mental discipline. You got to go through some down draw sometimes and stick with your system, because you know you're sticking with data and positive expectations. And that just kind of segues right into this of, you know, have a long-term perspective. So I put a quick graph together here. So if you put a 50% win rate and a 70% win rate, you could see the first 10 trades or so, there's really almost no difference. But once you start getting into the thick of it, you start getting over 50 trades, 100 trades, you can see that's a massive difference in return. After 100 trades, on the 50-50, you'd have had 5,000, and then on the 70%, you'd be north of 7. So that's pretty good. Now, this is it for just the basic probability overview. Now we're going to go into kind of a bonus section. If you're ready to go ahead and get started with the tool, you can go to the next presentation. I'll show you how to use it there. If you find probability interesting and maybe you want to go through some bonus stuff, then stick around. We'll cover some of this bonus material real quick. So probability theory, we use what's called a normal distribution. And so a normal distribution is, let me get my display capture over here. So a normal distribution is when you're analyzing a set of data, you typically look for the data to fall into this theory here. So you can see this is a normal distribution. So if you took, for example, someone's height, right, and you took the average height would be here at the middle. Some people on the right hand would be taller. You'd have your 0.1%, your extremely tall people, right, like your NBA players. And then on the left side, it's kind of cut off a bit, but it would be your extremely short people, right? And you can do that with data. So if we took the price of a stock, most of the time the stock price would be somewhere here in the middle. Other times it'd be a little more extreme, and vice versa. So that is important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up this video, and just they're going to cover normal distribution real quick. Let me get it to where I know I can fit it. Let me see here. Cut that down a little bit for you guys. And let's see, we're going to pull it out here. I'm just going to go ahead and start the video like this. There we go. Okay, so I've got that full screen now, and we'll get into it. So right here,
Distribution is a special type of density curve that is bell-shaped. For this reason, the normal distribution is sometimes called the bell curve or the normal curve. The normal distribution describes the tendency for data to cluster around a central value. In fact, this central value is the population mean mu, which is always located in the middle of the curve. So for any normal distribution, we can say that some data points will fall below the mean, other data points will fall above the mean, but most of the data values are located near the mean. The normal distribution and its shape actually arises from many different variables found in nature, such as weight, height, volume, blood pressure, and many more. This is why the normal distribution is commonly studied. For example, exam scores are known to follow a normal distribution. Some people do great on exams, some people do poorly on exams, but a large majority of people score near the average or the mean. In this example, the average exam score is 50 because it is located in the middle of the curve. Now that you know what a normal distribution looks like, we need to talk about the population mean mu and the population standard deviation sigma.
so you could go into that. The link is there in the PowerPoint, and it's just a little bit of bonus information. So one more thing we're going to get into, I want to show you guys this card counter video, and then just the little game theory
Join the
scene.
tradition of thousands of Houstonians, where the spirit of Christmas can melt even the coldest of hearts.
Whoops.
That's 20.
Here we go.
Count system. We have the high cards, 10, Jack, Queen, King, and Ace, and these are good for the player. But they have a count value of -1 each because as high cards are depleted from the game, player advantage goes down. The next group of cards is the low cards, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and these cards are good for the dealer. So naturally, these are going to each have a count value of +1 because as these low cards are depleted, that means there's fewer of them that can hurt you in future play. And the third and final group of cards is the neutral cards, 7, 8, and 9, and these cards don't have a count value at all because they don't favor the house or the player. If we were to look at these three cards, the count of these is -1. We have 2 high cards and 1 low card.
Okay, so that's all the specifics on how to count cards, and they go through meaningful pairs. And then they talk about true count, and then all the how to actually count them. And then I want to play just this quick little clip.
What makes blackjack different from all the other games is that it's based on dependent events, which means that the past actually affects the probability of what's going to happen next. Now, the card counting system that I recommend is called the high-low count system. We have the high card.
So in the same sense, right, with trading, we've done the exact same thing he said, right? We know that historical data can impact what happens in the future. It's not always 100% accurate, but we know that we can use that data. And then we build a system out of it to trade, right? Like he talked about the high and low card. Well, they know that if a high card comes out, that's confirming that the next card in a set is probably going to be a lower card.
Cards,
10, and we're doing the same thing.
Ace, and these are good for the player. But they have a count value of -1 each because it's high.
But anyway, so it gets into all that, and you could check that video out as well. So let's get into this game theory one, and then that's essentially why I wanted to show this video, because it has a lot to do with what we're doing. We're taking the emotions out of it, right? It's simple math. We're just finding a setup that has great data behind it, and we're taking that setup, right? It's really nothing crazier than that. It's using probability to figure out where the market is likely to go and then capitalizing on that. It's just improving your trading in that aspect. Now, I think the best part of it is kind of like he was talking about, it takes emotion out of it. You're not having to worry about FOMO or fear and greed as much because you're not trading just price. You have data that's that you can build your setups off of. So you can really start to build a lot of confidence in it. But if you made it this far, just know that you're special. Shoot me a DM on Instagram. Let me know you made it this far, and I'll send you a little something. But I hope you guys enjoy this tool. Can't wait to get into it, and see you in the next video. Peace.